Hey, I'm Camille, I'm 17 and I'm French, but hey, I love English, so I'm doing a video in English. I am in high school, in terminal, which is the equivalent of senior year in the USA. I have a prom, 8 days. I'm filming this right now. Currently, it's a Wednesday, so that's why I wear pink. You know, I have a little bit of culture, even if I'm French. So my prom is next Thursday. I hope my accent isn't terrible. I guess it's a little, but never mind. I want something a little classy, elegant. So I have some fabric, which I'll show you later. At first I wanted to make a dress with a kind of corset, and so I was really determined to do this dress. So I found a tutorial on the internet about how to do a corset. So I drew the pattern with the measurements and the curves, the shapes, everything, but then I was too lazy to do this thing, and plus it didn't look like it would fit. So I tried another thing. I rolled a piece of an old fabric around me, and I just pinned what was too much, what I wanted to take off, because bending on a table with the fabric on it only works with Micarah Tewers, not with me. But that wasn't so good either. So I decided I would make something a little looser, and I'm gonna show you the sketch I came up with. And before we start making the dress, I just want to say that I'm not an expert in sewing. I've made a few things before, but it was mostly clothes transformations. Sometimes clothes from thrift stores or from my clothes. And I only made one thing from scratch, and that was a dress that was kind of a kimono, so that was pretty easy. So this is the first a really big project that I'm making from scratch with only some fabric and some ideas. And also I don't really know how to use a sewing machine. Before I just used my hands, but it takes too much time. So here is the fabric. So it's a red fabric. I did a pattern last night. I did it. So basically I just took some newspaper and I just stitched it on my pajamas. Yes, because I'm wearing pajamas tonight. And I drew where I wanted to cut it off. So I just drew the shapes and everything, and yeah, I just cut off the excess of fabric. So let's show you this. This is the front, and this is the back, which is cut off because I want to place a zipper on it. There it is. I want to make the top part of the dress before the bottom, the skirt part of the dress, because I think this is how it works and it will be easier. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go downstairs, because here I'm in my room and I need space, and there is space downstairs. So I'm gonna go downstairs, I'm gonna spread the fabric on the table, and I'm just gonna pin the pattern on it, on 2 layers of fabric, and then I'm gonna cut it off and I'm gonna sew it and return it, and then sew all the pieces together. I'm gonna try. Okay, let's do this.
So basically that's just what I did. I spread the fabric on the table, folded it, then I pinned the pattern on it and drew the contours. Then I cut the fabric, sewed it in place and turned it inside out. Then I repeated the same process with the back parts of the dress, except that I had to match the edges together and to attach the sides while sewing. And then I also had to sew the zipper in the back. You can see on the pictures that the color of the zipper isn't exactly the same as the fabrics. Moreover, the top was too big, thus I made it tighter, but it still didn't fit. So I did the same thing another time and it fitted perfectly. But I didn't sew it in a good way. We could see the fold on the outside of the dress. I didn't like it and was a little disappointed. Then I made the skirt part. I measured the length between the bottom of the top and my knees. Turned out that it could be a one-piece skirt. I cut a quarter in the fabric, folded it in 4, and finally in a triangle. I drew a part of the circle and trimmed the excess off.
I can wear it as a poncho. Look, this is so funny and so beautiful. Like, if I would have had a lot of fabric, I would just have made my dress like this, but longer this way and shorter for the arms. Or I look like a butterfly. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm gonna pin the bottom of the dress, like to fold it so as to sew it then.
It would move while I was sewing, and the machine would eat the fabric sometimes because it is really thin, but it didn't rip it. Plus, as it was not straight, it was even more hard to sew, but I finally made it. And then there was a day I worked with a friend on a costume project. I'll tell you later about it. And then it was Friday. I had decided I would make the top again. I basically did the same thing, except that I used the first top as a pattern. So I drew its shape on newspaper, and then I cut some fabric, pinned it and sewed it.
I prefer this side as the front because of this, because the other side is just not really good. And we see the other side here. So this will be the front. The front of the front. Yeah.
I made the straps match, and then I took care of the back. I didn't want to use the zipper, so here's what I did. I cut strips of fabric and I folded them, then I sewed the strips like tubes, and after cutting the excess of fabric, I turned them inside out. I used them to make a system to attach the dress at the back. Then I made a long kind of ribbon to lace it in the back. Then I pinned the top and the bottom parts of the dress together. I finally sewed them, and a few readjustments later, and it was finally done. But you'll get to see that at the end of the video. Let's talk about decorations before. I didn't want to sew anything right on the dress, but I made a little handbag with the same fabric to keep my cell phone with me, and I decorated it with some kind of little silvery wells. I sewed them on the bag and created a sort of closing system with a twisted ring that was different from the others. Then I took a clip that I've been having for maybe 2 years, and I've worn it maybe once or twice. I covered it with a glittery nail polish, and then I glued the little balls from the garlands on it. I let the whole thing dry, and oh my god, it was so sparkly under the sun.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm planning on doing more content. Also tell me if my accent is terrible. I started the dress Wednesday, but on the Thursday I actually made an octopus costume with a friend. So I'm planning on doing a video about it too. Yes, with the tentacles. Tell me. Oh, do not tell me if you're interested. And I won't teach you how to subscribe to my channel because it's easy and everyone can do it if anyone wants to subscribe. So I'm gonna stop the video.